Goeiedag, good day, fellow South Africans. And this is a shout out to Jurgens and Diane. And they've sent me two totally different links, two totally different stories, but there is a very interesting overlap, which you'll see. Okay, let's start off with the DA and the EFF. The DA is guilty of some pretty serious crimes. I would call it terrorist financing to the viciously fascist EFF. Here is a charge we make. Now prove us wrong. Here are the facts. The DA went into an agreement with the EFF after the 2016 local government elections, as the DA did not have the required 50% to govern alone and needed the EFF support. That is how DA mayors came to power in Tshwane, Johannesburg and Port Elizabeth. In January 2017, Tshwane DA Mayor Solly Msimasanga appointed a new city manager for Tshwane, a man who had never worked in local government, Moketsi Masola. Now get that, he had never ever worked in local government. The DA and Msminga lies started immediately. The DA and their cheerleaders said at the time that Masola was the best man for the job and an example of black excellence in management. The fact of the matter was that Msimanga tore up the shortlist of 5 suitably qualified people and then went headhunting and in the end appointed Masola. What Msimanga did not tell us at the time is that this was an EFF condition for their continued support. Masola was about to become the EFF's Mr. 10%. Masola appointed Glad Africa in November 2017 to act as the City of Tshwane's outsourced project management unit, or PMU for short. The Sunday Times has reported on the Glad Africa deal for 3 Sundays in August 2018, and it is a real trough eating exercise. The long-suffering City of Tshwane ratepayers get fleeced in 2 different ways. First, Glad Africa takes a 10% commission of each project it manages for the city, which will amount to 1.2 billion rand out of a total infrastructure budget of 12 billion rand. That's 10%. Glad Africa also charges the city between 2,000 rand and 4,000 rand an hour for contracting skilled professionals such as engineers, project managers, accountants and legal experts. In 2009, the Limpopo Department of Road and Transport set up a program management unit, PMU, to take over many of the department's functioning and planning, contracting for and overseeing roadworks. In a twist at odds with Malema's stance on nationalisation, it outsourced the running of the unit to on-point engineers for 3 years at a fee of 52 million rand. The Ratanang Family Trust, founded by Malema, held shares in On-Point Engineering. Malema benefited through On-Point Engineers through regular dividend payments that he received from On-Point Engineers. Thuli Madonsela found that On-Point paid 2.17 million rand through 100,000 rand a month dividends into Malema's Ratanang Family Trust over just 17 months. It is not far-fetched to imagine that Masola was the EFF's Trojan horse to kick back tender money to the EFF. To this day, no proper investigation into this possibility was done. If you take the circumstantial evidence, then it is clear that the EFF protected Masola all the way. The EFF brought a MONC, motion of no confidence, in Solly Msimanga in late August 2018, which was defeated on technical grounds. This after Msimanga announced an investigation into the Glad Africa tender and wanted to suspend Masola. So the EFF was protecting Masola, that was clear. After the EFF's theatrical performance in late August in the Tshwane Council chambers, their MONC, which was not really designed to succeed, Mayor Msimanga said he will reach out to the EFF and talk with them. And lo and behold, Masola was not suspended and remained in his office even whilst the investigation over the Glad Africa matter was conducted by his deputy. The Auditor General in January 2019 found that Glad Africa tender was irregular. By then, the ratepayers of Tshwane had already spent 500 million rand for middlemen consultancy services. It was announced 2 days ago by the new DA Mayor, Stevens Mokologabapa, that the Glad Africa tender was cancelled. The ANC also claimed that another 250 million rand was reserved and set aside as a golden handshake to Glad Africa, bringing the total of 750 million rand spent on Glad Africa. And for what, you might ask? Take note, this is 3 times what Nkandla cost. The EFF, who so vociferously defended Masola before, was suspiciously quiet about the cancellation of the Glad Africa tender, leading us to believe that they had already got their cut. It was also reported by the Amabungani Centre for Investigative Journalism last year. Now, that Amabungani Centre we'll come back to in a couple of minutes and discuss another area of this whole situation. Okay, it was also reported by the Amabungani Centre for Investigative Journalism last year that a company called AfriRent scored a 1.26 billion rand tender from the city of Johannesburg for fleet well, that's a slip of the tongue, for fleet management services, but it should be fleet mismanagement services. Financial records show that as the rain was about to fall for AfriRent, it transferred 500,000 rand in 2 tranches to a company fronted by Julius Malema's cousin, but used as a slush fund for the EFF and Malema. Conclusion. It was comprehensively clear that the city of Johannesburg's tender, where the DA is ultimately in charge, gave the EFF and Malema a 500,000 rand windfall. I can only wonder how much they got from Glad Africa. Now, this brings up another very interesting story, which is what's going on in Cape Town. It's got nothing, well, it's obviously got a lot to do with corruption, but it's got to do with crime. And it's quite clear, and I'll put the link down below so you can read the whole article, because it's a very lengthy article, that there are a couple of major crime gangs in Cape Town who are at each other's throats, and supporting each side of these crime gangs are 2 groups within the South African Police Service in Cape Town. I know that sounds crazy, but the crime gangs are totally tied up with the South African Police Service in Cape Town. Now, I'll put a link to the article because it's lengthy and it's complex, but this is where Amabalunga comes in, because it's an investigative journal, and it's very concerning, because when you've got the police service involved in crime, major crime, you have a huge problem, and that's what is happening right now in Cape Town. All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed, and have a great day. Bye for now.